RSNs is one thing, right? But as we sit, you're looking at a two-plus billion-dollar franchise, about over 300 million in revenue, according to Forbes estimations. Dan Gilbert's put you in that position for a reason, right? How do you grow revenue over the next few years, especially with all this RSN disruption?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's something that we are relentless in how we pursue it, with a mindset of, once again, how can we don't look at Cleveland as a small market. We don't look at Cleveland as a mid-market. We look at Cleveland, there's no reason why we can't compete at the highest of levels in everything that we do, whether that's generating revenue or whether that's putting a championship product on the floor. And so for us, once again, it starts with the mentality. It starts with a culture of thinking big and really stretching things as far as we can. And then it's also, how can we be incredibly analytical, and how can we, very, very, very focused on making sure we have our games priced the right way, make sure we have the right economic ecosystem around us from a retail and food and beverage perspective. Sponsorships are obviously massive for us. We're working on building an international portfolio of partners so that there's never a cap to our growth. And that's something we're very, very, very focused on. We have a 5-year plan right now for us to grow revenues aggressively. I can't quite comment on exactly how aggressively, but the goal of that isn't, the burden of that's not just going to rely on the local fans. Our goal is to expand our ecosystem to make sure that we are truly a global brand at the end of the day, and that allows us to transact and create commerce, and like I said, an ecosystem that's outside of Northeast Ohio, and that's something we're paying a lot of attention to and spending a lot of time and resources on.
Yeah, we can go into the business all day, but in order for the business to be effective, you got to have, I don't want to refer to players as product, but you got to have that talent, right? Speaking of that, Donovan Mitchell, there's a lot of talk about his future, right? Are you in on those discussions? And if so, what does that look like? Because it's hard to get an all-star, Nick. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron came in the city, left, and you guys seen what the economic discipline or the retaliation of was that with him leaving. But Donovan Mitchell's here now, right? How do you keep him here for the long term?
Look, I think, our president of basketball operations, Kobe Altman, does an incredible job of building relationships with the players and their agents, and JB Bickerstaff, our head coach. They're really leading that for us on so many different levels. I will say this about Donovan and our entire team. We have a group of incredible young men. I mean, they're incredible men. I mean, they are awesome in the community. I mean, Donovan is live tweeting going to high school basketball games and showing up and surprising those teams. Darius Garland is right there with him. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. You can go on and on and on and down the list. And so for us, are we hyper focused on making sure we keep all of our players happy in here? 100%. That's ultimately why you're seeing us focus on things like our Global Peak Performance Center in partnership with the Cleveland Clinic. Look, we're going to have the second best hospital in the world, and we think one of the best basketball brands in the world coming together to create this facility that is solely focused on the player being the best version of themselves. And so for us, that goes into the value proposition of what we can offer them. Look, there's contractual amounts we can offer them. We will be as aggressive as anybody in those regards. Dan gives us the resources to spend at the highest of levels to field an incredibly competitive team. So winning will be a part of that equation. The environment we surround the guys in, which Kobe and JB are obsessed with, and then all these other amenities, like I said, this Global Peak Performance Center and all these other things we try to do to make Cleveland a destination. And I firmly believe that we can do that based on all the focus we have on the value proposition we can offer the guys. And so getting back to the core of your question, we absolutely love Donovan. We love everything he's done for this team. We love the entire team, and we're focused on how we can keep this together for the long term.
I can give you a hint, just write the biggest check. It usually works.
That won't be an issue.
Yeah.
That won't be an issue.